Well, right now on Agriculture of America, let's have a conversation about from farm to family table and learn more about a chicken brand that's not just another chicken brand. Farmer Focus. We're joined now by their president and CEO, Stephen Shepard, to learn more. Stephen, it's great to talk with you, sir. Hope all is well.
Great to be here, Jesse.
Well, let's start. And I would love just to, for folks listening in, watching along, etc., can you tell us a little bit about Farmer Focus and the company overall, Stephen?
Yeah, happy to. So Farmer Focus was started in 2013 by a group of farmers here in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. And it was designed by this group of farmers that essentially create a better system and a system that benefited farmers, benefited consumers, and created a better future for generational family farms. And it was really driven out of a need. And if you look at, one of the metrics I like to point to is why our mission is so critical is the USDA census of American farms. We've lost 7% of our farms in the last 7 years. 143,000 family farms are gone, and the number continues to decline. On top of that, debt in the farms sector surpassed $500 billion in 2023. We expect that to continue to rise. And 83% of our farmers, especially small farms, have other jobs off the farm, so they're not able to full-time farm. So our founders and our whole team, we believe that that's a problem that we want to address, and that's why Farmer Focus exists. Our mission is to promote and protect generational family farmers. So our model essentially is not focused on commercial side of the business and as much as it is the farmer. And so we put decision making back in their hands. We let them own their own flocks. They own their own feed. They have complete autonomy, and it eliminates the farmer competition for compensation. And in our model, we're able to pay farmers around 25 to 35% more that we've had third party verified than the average pay system in the U.S. for poultry farmers. So we're pretty excited about that. In 2020, we launched our brand Farmer Focus, and we've got over 120 farming partners today, and we're producing about 5 million pounds of chicken a week.
It's an interesting story, and to dive more into this, I want to rope in the consumer aspect of this as well, and talk about for us the importance for consumers to know where their chicken comes from. Let's talk about that a little bit, because I think that's a key piece to your overall mission with Farmer Focus.
Yeah, it is, and 2/3 of consumers want to know where their food comes from. So it's higher than it's ever been, at least in my lifetime and the years I've been studying it. And younger consumers are really driving that preference. So, for us, it's making sure that they know exactly, where the product came from. So if you look at each of our Farmer Focus packs, there's a QR code where you can scan and you can go and meet the farmer that produced that pack of chicken. So it's fully traceable. As far as we know, there's nobody else that offers that currently in the market. And so we're trying to tie them back to the farm, to the farmers that produce the product. And we just think that's crucial to building trust with our consumer, trust in the brand. And our chicken's certified organic, it's certified humane, it's non-GMO project verified, and it's certified halal as well. So we do carry a lot of accreditations to build trust as well. But we really believe in allowing that consumer to know exactly what farm and where that product came from that they're consuming.
And that's an awesome idea, I think, because to your point, a lot of consumers want to know where their food comes from by and large, and many still don't know where their food comes from by and large. So thinking about all of that and a lot of focus on traceability, sustainability, and so much more in agriculture. You mentioned it, the QR codes, no one's really doing that. You guys are the first here. So how can that model maybe change the game in some ways for folks when it comes to understanding where their food comes from?
Yeah, I think when you look at it from a sustainability and transparency perspective, like you're talking about, we look at sustainability in two different ways. So we do look at the environmental impact of sustainability, but of ensuring our land can continue to support production for years to come, and that's why we are organic. But the other part of sustainability that we're really driven and trying to drive in our business, we're driven by and driving is ensuring that we're raising chickens that can provide an income for farmers that can sustain the future generations and allow farmers to come back into this industry. And so we have a KPI inside of our company that we track, how many farmers have we handed off to the next generation this year. And it's exciting because so far each year we've increased that number since I've been in this role, and we hope to continue to do it. I think it's 60% of all farmers have below the age of 25 have to find work off the farm, and that's a problem. We see that. And when we get into sustainability on the packaging side, we've been able to reduce our packaging footprint by like 50%, which is 2.8 million feet of plastic in 2024 alone. So we do focus on sustainability in environmental ways as well. We reduce waste by doing that. I think that's equivalent to 4.18 million straws. So it's a lot of straws that we saved last year, and we'll continue to drive sustainability efforts across the company.
We're talking with Steven Shepherd, the president CEO of Farmer Focus. And Steven, tell us a little bit about the newly launched Chicken for Good campaign that you guys are doing at Farmer Focus. I think that all, of course, ties in with our broader conversation here. Tell us a little bit of background on that Chicken for Good campaign.
Yeah, so Chicken for Good, it's about choice. And, when consumers pick up Farmer Focus chicken, they're not just choosing a pack of chicken, right? They're choosing to support organic. They're choosing to support organic practices, humane standards, a sustainable future for farmers, and a transparent way of doing business. So in the campaign, we highlight several growers, but one of our main growers that we highlight is Kobe Dean and his family. And Kobe's been growing with us for years, and he's a first-generation farmer. So we brought him to the forefront, and we highlight the connection between our farming partners and consumers. And we're showing them that even though our days or their days are a little bit different, it all ends up kind of at the same place where we try to enjoy a meal with our family and with those that are important to us. And we think that's important because, right now, poor diets are a contributor to 7 in 10 adults being overweight or having obesity, and 1 in 2 people have diabetes or are pre-diabetic. So, the U.S. economy loses an estimated 1.1 trillion each year in direct medical costs, and 80% of product sold in stores is ultra processed. So we see that as an opportunity, and that's kind of where Chicken for Good was born.
Well, I really appreciate some of the insight on what you guys are doing. And I know we're having a bit of a high level conversation here today, and I encourage folks to really go learn more. They can do that. I know farmerfocus.com is a great place to start. Steven, any final thoughts you would share with our listeners just overall about the work you guys are doing at Farmer Focus and the work you're doing within the poultry industry and more? Anything else you would add, or anything you'd reiterate to folks about what you guys are doing right now?
Yeah, look, Farmer Focus was started to challenge the status quo. We want to be a major disruptor in the market. We want to show that this model can be profitable. And look, at the beginning, there were a significant amount of skeptics. There still are, and we're proud to say that the model does work, and it is scalable. Producing over 5 million pounds of product a week, and we're growing pretty rapidly with farming partners and with retail partners. And so I think we've proven that it can work, and I think we've also proven that you can pay farmers a fair pay of income. Look, they're the backbone of our country. And we've got to stop this losing farmers every year, and that being okay and not talked about. I refer you back to that USDA census, and we are just very passionate about redirecting those numbers, and we have to invest in the future of America. Without farmers, we're not America. So we're excited to continue to amplify our farming partners and their hard work, and it's nothing to do about us or the company or me. It's all about our farmers and the people that make this happen. And we're trying to be their voice and trying to, show our consumers and anybody that's interested their story, because it's a pretty incredible story.
Well, and again, I know folks can learn more at farmerfocus.com. You can find a link to many of your products there as well. I'm going to have to go try out some products from Farmer Focus as well, and the great farmer partners that you work with, Steven. And again, really just thinking about the conversation surrounding knowing where our food comes from and sustainability and traceability and so much more. It's a really neat concept that you guys are doing, and I encourage folks to check it out again, farmerfocus.com. Stephen Shepard, really appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us here on Agriculture of America, and we'll have to stay in touch and talk more as things grow with Farmer Focus down the road, Stephen.
We will. Thank you, Jesse.